Here's my presentation on Hillary Clinton's ethical dilemma. It's something I just decided to look at for this paper because the Benghazi message and the things that happen with Benghazi are still ongoing. So it caught my attention for a current ethical dilemma. So the few main problems that I saw in reviewing a lot of the timelines for the Benghazi was a few things. First was the video and the rhetoric. So there was a video that was anti-Muslim. An American posted it on YouTube. He actually posted it in June of that year, 2012. And then big event was on September 9th. Egyptian television put a clip of that video on Egyptian TV. And so that part of the world saw the video. So that video did cause troubles in Egypt and in Cairo on September 11th. Hillary Clinton, Susan Rice, and Barack Obama all ended up blaming this video in public or on our TV. At the same time, Hillary Clinton mostly had information that this was a terrorist attack, and she received that information from the Libyan president, if I'm not sure. Oh yeah, the Libyan president. She also wrote that to her daughter, which we'll show you in a minute, that she understood that. So there's two different messages, and kind of the ethical dilemma is portraying it one way to the American public and portraying it in another way to world leaders. So that looks like a cover-up. And the second problem is also with Hillary Clinton at the same time is Hillary Clinton had a private server in her home where she received confidential and even top secret documents related to our government in her home and personal email accounts, which also means she was able to receive those on her phone. And so many of these emails ended up turning up missing and were later to be discovered that they were scrubbed by different State Department officials because Hillary Clinton couldn't have done that on her own. So the next part is just a little timeline. I kind of ran through it a little bit. On July 2nd, the film was released. It's called Innocence of Muslims, and it depicts the Prophet Muhammad in an insulting manner, which is very, very insulting to the Muslim world. Even just mentioning his name in a video or showing a picture is actually not good for them. So Egyptian television airs that in an Arabic language scene from that Basile film. That causes an outrage. September 11th, there is demonstrations in Cairo, but the attack on Benghazi was considered separate from that. At 9:40 on September 11th, this is when the attack starts in Benghazi. Same day, a little bit later, Hillary Clinton has released a first statement, and she said some have sought to justify this vicious behavior as a response to an inflammatory material posted on the internet. So she's talking about the video. The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. There are multiple times after this where she and Obama blamed the video as the cause in the weeks following. Even Barack Obama was on The Tonight Show with David Letterman, and he asked him specifically about what happened, and Barack Obama blamed the video. Also, Susan Rice multiple times blamed the video in different interviews. Those are all on a more extensive research in my paper. And then at 11:12 p.m. same night, Hillary sends an email to her daughter. This is where the conflict comes in, where they were blaming the video. And then on the night of the attack, Hillary Clinton says to an email to her daughter, 2 of our officers were killed in Benghazi by Al-Qaeda-like group. So she definitely says who it was. And then the next day at 3:04 p.m. Eastern Time, Hillary Clinton tells the Egyptian Prime Minister that they had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest. Based on the information we saw today, we believe that the group claimed responsibility for this was affiliated with Al-Qaeda. So we got 2 messages, and that's my statement of the ethical dilemma. In this instance, mostly is that double message. So how can this be fixed? I thought of a few solutions, and there's probably many, many more. The first is, how would I handle it if I was the president, or if I was even in the State Department? We'll stick with maybe the presidential, how he should have responded. So honest communication probably would have been best. The best solution in this is in the better decision making. Barack Obama, as the president, should have been the messenger, stating the facts and eliminating all doubts to the reasons behind the terrorist attack on Benghazi. So if President Obama, that first night of September 11th, could have honestly stood up before the American people, stated information about the video, how it did cause a dilemma in that area, but it was not the solution, the cause of the attack. The attack, however, was pre-planned and was from an Al-Qaeda-led group. So those easy statements would have eliminated the whole ethical dilemma of having two different stories. Some believe that this multiple stories could have been because President Obama was currently seeking re-election and was in the middle of his running for that re-election. And so either they were too focused on that to make these statements, or they were trying to hide a little bit of the facts. The second solution is related to emails and the abuses. The first problem was Hillary Clinton had access to servers in her own home, so that means she can work from home and also receive private emails or even state like top secret information was going through that, and so it was a big issue. I pretty much down here put no private servers, no top secret document scrubbing, no personal emails in a secure environment. This was very dangerous for our national security for her to be receiving those types of emails, especially on an iPhone or whatever, because they can be accessed by other people. The big issue here, I mean, I work in healthcare, so if I plug in a USB port into my computer, that would be a HIPAA violation. So that little teeny thing compared to this big thing, she was violating multiple restrictions, I am sure. And so there should have been a repercussion for that email abuse towards Hillary Clinton and the State Department. So those things would have been pretty bad for the Democratic Party to come down on Hillary Clinton, who also had interest in running for president. Basically, like I said, the biggest important thing for this ethical dilemma in the dual messages that they gave the American public was that there needs to be early accountability and honesty from the president, the State Department, and our government, which is probably a lot to ask. But to give an honest speech, there would be no need for double messages to the American public. As the public, we need to hold our servants accountable for illegal or unethical behaviors as it relates to classified information. That is kind of my paper in a nutshell. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.